Do not trust the Hadith. The Hadith are from the Shaitan and trying to confuse you. You only need the Quran. These scholars who compiled Hadith just want to control you, and they have chosen what to accept and what to reject. So are you actually following Islam? Now, I've heard this argument and it got me thinking, and I reflected upon it and I thought about it. And yes, I understand where they're coming from and the way they are thinking, because obviously we can follow scholars and we can reject scholars. If you choose to reject a scholar, then you choose to reject a scholar. It's all good. So look into history. We've had a hadith from the time of like the Quran, people would talk, Sahaba would talk, I heard the messenger say this, or the messenger said this to me. Sahaba would go and say, ask him a question and they'd answer it. And then they'd share this knowledge with people. So a hadith have existed, even at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people would share information. But they had the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam there at that point to question. After the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed, you had people obviously spreading information, saying, I heard the messenger say this, or have a dispute. Certain situation would arise and someone will say the messenger said this. So then what happened is you had scholars that have come and studied the religion and studied the science of hadith. And what they've done is, all they did is, like for example, you've got Bukhari. What did he do? He went and he looked at all the hadiths that were out there and he compiled a book of hadith that he thought were authentic. So he followed a particular science. So he studied the chains of narration of who each individual was. Were they a liar? Were they known to lie? Were they a trustworthy person? Were they drinking alcohol, etc.? And did they actually meet this individual? Did the chain of narration go all the way back to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Because you say, for example, I heard so and so, who heard so and so, who heard so and so, who heard so and so say this. Example, that's a chain. So he would investigate that, and he would, it's a strict science. You've got some books that have kind of like weak hadiths. You've got some that only have strict sahih hadiths. So it's a whole science. It's a whole, you can just go in deep and study, So it's a strict science, like I'm saying. And they've done a lot of work, they've dedicated their life to this. So to come out and reject it and say it's from the devil, etc., blah, blah, blah. Yes, there may be instances where people have lied against the messengers of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they have been cursed. People do lie, however. That's where you had people who studied this science and compiled these books for this very reason, as a guidance. So I would urge anyone who has this little bit of doubt or has any sort of confusion related to this, I urge you to study the science of hadith. What's your thoughts on this, guys? Drop it in the comments below.